Recording.
Yeah, Gaurav, I've made you the host. You can share your screen and can get started.
Yeah, okay, Rahul. Yeah, thank you. Okay, so hope everyone getting my voice clear, right?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Okay. So before starting this introduction, can we start? Can before starting this session, can we start the quick introduction? It's a small audience. We are 10. So apart from me and Rahul, there are no 9 other people. I think Rahul have already left. Okay, so can we start with a quick intro? Anmol, can we start with you?
Hey, hi. Yeah, so this is my second session that I'm
Oh,
attending.
okay.
Session
The first demo you have attended.
Yes, yes.
Okay, great. Okay, some of the things will be covered up, and some of the things will be carry on. Huh?
Okay.
Bhaskar, what about you? Bhaskar, are you getting
this
one?
is second session.
Okay, great. Jyoti. Jyoti, mic is not connected, I think. Jyoti, you are getting my voice? Okay. Okay. So Jyoti is typing. Mohammed, Preetam, Raj, SK. I think
Yeah, this is my
also
second.
okay, great. It's good that everyone is having.
Yeah, even for me as well. This is my second session.
Is there anyone who is having first session today? Who have not attended first demo? Is there anyone? Let me ask now this question. Is there anyone in the group who is attending the first demo, like who have not attended the first demo?
Sir, can you shortly bright the first session because I forget about.
Okay, nothing. In first session we have done like it's an introduction session and it's a demo. Like this is also a demo session that what RPA is all about and what we have to do in RPA. How is it different from test automation? All that aspect we have covered, and that is the reason. Basically, I just want to know that all of you are having the first already attended the first session, and then any people in the group who is for whom basically it's a new session. It's the first session. So you are present in the first session. Okay. Okay. In the meantime, so is there anyone who want to basically just who is missing and who want to give his introduction? Nandish, you have just joined.
No, I have joined the first class also.
Okay, yeah, great. Okay. So then I think more than 80% of the audiences have attended the first session. So we have all know basically what any doubt basically that anyone is having still doubt that what is test automation and what is RPA and whatever the basic concepts we have covered in the first session. Huh? Or whatever we've covered basically that what RPA is. Now can anyone tell me what RPA mean, right? And what UiPath is all about, what RPA is all about? Can anyone explain me now? Hello. Yeah. Any volunteer? Anmol, you have attended first session. Can you please explain?
Yes, because of as far as my knowledge, like RPA is basically a robotic process automation, which is basically like automating a particular process which we do on it, which needs to be done on a regular basis. Instead of running the same process like on a like which process we needs to be run regularly, so we include those particular process in robotic process automation so that we need not have to spend extra efforts on that.
Yeah, sure. Great. Thank you. So let me share my screen. Okay. And I will explain you that what basically RP mean again. I will give you the quick intro. So what basically RP is mean? RP is a three-term words. Like it's a combination of three words: robotic process automation, right? Robotic is a marketing word. There is no such concept robotic. Robot is just basically a you can amaze to amaze you. That is a word. Okay, marketing word, robotic. So the two words are remaining: process and automation, right? Automation just means that there are some repetitive tasks and we are doing it multiple times. Okay, so we have thought why we are doing it multiple times, why we have to do that manually. Can we automate the task? Can we create one small script which can, through which basically we can do this task without human being? So automation is that there are various types of automation, like home automation, like we are having washing machine in our home, that is an automation tool. Mixer grinder, that is an automation tool, that's a home in the home automation. In enterprise level, we are having you can say enterprise automation, that's basically RPA, robotic process automation. Now automation is not a new term, which I've explained to you earlier as well. Automation exists in the industry from last 20 to 30 years. However, with the time, automation is changing its form. Previously, we are doing the automation only with the main aim of finding the defect or bug in the system. Now we are not only doing the automation with only that intent. What we are doing, we are also seeing or observing the behavior of the task which the people are doing at the office, at the background, right? So suppose I am a manual worker, when I reach the office, I have to prepare some reports, and those report tasks basically are highly repetitive, right? I have to do that multiple times in a day, or I have to do daily, and I'm spending 2 hours of my time daily in that repetitive task. So my manager have said, why don't you basically write the steps for writing those algorithms, why don't you basically write the steps for creating those reports? So I've written those steps on a paper. Now those steps are so streamlined, so structured, that someone have created a script for those report generation. So that means that process is not dependent upon me, and anyone can execute that task. So we have created a script, we have created an automation script for that. And now when that report is generated by that automation script in the future, in the production environment, in the future, we say basically that task is done by the robot. Is that clear? So anything which is done automatically in production environment, we say basically we have automated that product, that feature, right? So we are not only talking about the automation which exists in the software development lifecycle, because when we are doing the automation within software development lifecycle, we are doing the test automation. Why I'm saying that when we are doing the automation within the software development lifecycle, that because that is the main intent of finding the defect in the system, whether our product is working fine or not. When we purchase the product, any product, when we are also purchasing, you want to purchase a TV. Okay, so you have visited a shop, you have purchased a TV. See, basically there is a small sticker QC verified, right? Because they have run some automated test cases, they have some manual test cases which verifies that your product quality is up to the standard. So testing is a process of validating a product as per the customer requirement. Is that clear? Here we are not developing anything, and we are automating the process, a small task which basically bring efficiency to our office environment. And why we are doing it? To increase the profits of the company, right? Because 1 rupee saved is equal to 1 rupee earned. That is the concept used in the enterprise level. Is that equal? Am I confusing you? There are 10-12 candidates. I can see Harmeet, Jyoti, Mohammad Rizwan, Nandish, Pritam. Please ask me queries. There are small audience, so we can make it more interactive, right? Sam, Swapna, SK, whatever I'm saying, are you following it? Are you getting it? Right?
Yeah, yes.
Okay. So now the tool, like if I'll say you know how to drive, you will say yes. Now I will not ask you a question which basically manufacturer you want to drive. Like you can drive a Hyundai car, or you can only drive a Tata car, you can only drive a Maruti car. Okay, that question is irrelevant. Because if you say that you can drive, I will take an assumption, or that is an assumption, or that is based upon the assumption, that is a rule as well, that you can drive any car, because the concept of driving a car is same in all the different cars, right? So we are here basically to run RPA, and in RPA we have chosen one product which is UiPath, which you can see on my screen. See, UiPath Studio. UiPath, name of that tool is UiPath. It is one of the RPA tool, and it is one of the most famous RPA tool in current time. And from the last 2 years, it is a #1 tool. And as per my you can say learning and from the experience from the past, this tool will be going to capture the market for a long time of time. Maximum market will be captured by UiPath only in a long term. Okay, is that clear? Now you will get to know, now you will ask me that if we can basically use UiPath, how, from where we can download it. So I want you to basically, because maximum of you are aware of RPA now, the concept is clear. Do you have any something to write? Copy cap, copy pen, pencil? Do you have any content to write? Yes. See, you are not responding. That's
Yes.
the only thing. Please respond. There are 10, 12 people. Why you are not responding? See, say yes, no. Huh?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Okay. So there are two versions, right? UiPath is having two versions. One is community version, and the second is enterprise version. Okay. And today I will explain you that how to install UiPath in your laptop as well. Is that understood? I one example just I want to give you. In previous session, if you have attended, if someone is there new basically to this meeting, that what basically I mean to say that with RPA, like suppose we have to automate, we have to open this website. Okay, there is a people beside at the background who have to open this website. They have to click on download Excel button. After that, a file will be downloaded on the machine, right? A manual worker have to open this file, and each and every row he will pick from here and he will enter the content on this web browser, right? And you have to click on submit button. Now this is a process which is repetitive in nature, right? Because the process of entering the one row will be same as process of entering the second row. Yes or no? Right? So this process or this small task is a perfect piece of automation which we can do from UiPath. Is that clear? Okay. The second example, which basically I want to give you to make your assumption clear that what basically we are doing. This is a try website. What I want that user, what have the user have to do? User have to open this website. User have to click on view all button, and he have to basically download all the 1 minute. Let me paste it here. Okay. So user have to download all the stuff which is basically on this website from first up to the last page, right? So these are the repetitive tasks, or these are the structure tasks. Everything is defined. You are automating which you know well in advance. So suppose if I say that you will be submitting a claim to your company, and if you belong to level band of 1A, that then your bills up to 1,000 rupees will be approved by the system automatically. Yeah, as per your level, as per your band, as per your job band, if you are submitting a bill of 10,000, 15,000, then that will not be approved, because that's a rule, right? As per your role band, your bills will be approved by the system. Those were the cases which basically we have discussed as well. Now, from where we have to download the UiPath? See, everything in UiPath which you want to download, you can install it from cloud.uipath.com. Please note down this URL, cloud.uipath.com. Okay, is that clear? Everybody have noted down this URL?
Yes.
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 Great. See, there are two versions. One is community and the second is enterprise. And community version is not equal to open source. Please write that down, this thing. This is also confusion. Everyone has an assumption that community version is equal to the open source. Open source is different. Open source means the code is open for community, right? Like you can append the code and you can bring some modification to the code as well. Open source UiPath is not open source. Its community version is there. And what is community version? That there are two versions, community and enterprise. You are an individual contributor, you are a member, you are a developer, you want to learn the tool. So UiPath is saying take the tool for the learning. However, when the people want to implement the UiPath tool for the intent of making money, like companies want to learn that, implement the tool, they have to purchase the tool from UiPath. Is that clear? So for the individual contributor, for the learning perspective, the tool is free for you. You can use the tool. However, if you want to use the same tool in your company environment, the company want to implement the tool, then you have to purchase the tool. Is that clear? So open sources mean that anybody can use that tool without any cost. However, enterprise versions, UiPath has been community version, that you can use the tool for your learning for your knowledge increase, okay, and for basically making the tool more popular. However, if you are implementing in your company, suppose if you are working in Cognizant, so Cognizant cannot use that community version for its project. They have to purchase the enterprise version. Okay. For both the tools, whether it's a community or whether it's basically enterprise level, this is the one-stop shop for UiPath, cloud.uipath.com. The person have to log in. The only difference is when you are logging it from your community version, when you want to log in, when you want to install community version, you have to log in with your community version, you can say Gmail version or your non-professional email ID. And if you want to install the tool with the enterprise version, then you have to continue with your professional email ID like Microsoft account or any of your official account. Okay. So I just want to, I'm explaining you how to install basically community version. So I'm logging with my Gmail account. This is very easy. See, we are just logging into a web browser, cloud.uipath.com. Step number 1, please write down step number 1, open cloud.uipath.com. Step number 2, see, you will be automatically redirected to this web page, right? And this you can say is a automation cloud. What it is written here? Automation cloud. Till now, any doubt? SK, I think this is also your second session, right? I remember basically you have asked multiple questions in the previous class. Are you the same person? SK?
Yes.
Are great. I remember you. Still remember you. How are you?
Yeah, very much same.
Yeah, great.
Yeah,
great,
it's my
great.
second session. I've been associated. I mean, I have got trainings from Way to Automation long back from 2014.
Oh,
I know Rahul since long time. So, I mean, I have attended Selenium session, JMeter session. This is going to be my third session at Way to Automation.
That's great. Basically, I just remember with your name. Okay. So you're following me, na, right? Just make the audience. Just I want to make that everyone is listening in me. Huh?
Yeah, I'm listening very much.
Okay. Yeah.
Thank you. Please carry on.
Yeah, sure. So 1 minute. Huh? Okay. So when you log in with your Gmail ID for downloading the community version, okay. So group, this is the page which will be navigate to. That UiPath will basically bring you to this page. And remember this thing. Now please note down this and listen this thing very clearly. Say with the email ID with which you are logging into cloud.uipath.com. Like I have logged in with my testing email ID, right? With that email ID, till now I have not installed UiPath, right? So suppose if you are installing with testing.001gmail.com with that particular email ID, you till now you have not installed UiPath. You are logging in this portal for the first time. So UiPath knows this thing, right? That with this particular email ID, nobody have downloaded a tool till now. So it is automatically showing you a message. Run your first automation right now. Is that clear? See, when you have downloaded the tool with this email ID with which you are logging for the first time, this message will not appear on the screen. Okay, because till now I have not installed any of the license with this particular email ID. So what you have to do, the process is very simple. You have to click on download UiPath Studio. That's it. It's approximately 890 MB file and it will be downloaded in 1 to 2 minutes depending upon your network bandwidth. And once it will be installed, I'll tell you. So see, the message changed. You are almost there. Install UiPath Studio. Click here to download again. Sign in and create your first automation. You don't have to do any installation process. Only one click you have to do, and I will tell you what that click means and what exactly you have to do in that click. Okay. So in entire installation process of UiPath, you have to do only one click. Okay, and you have to provide your email ID. So that means how UiPath is recognizing whether we are a registered consumer of UiPath or not. Consumer means we are utilizing their services with email ID. See, when I have typed my email ID and when I have logged into the browser, he knows, basically UiPath knows that basically with this email ID till now nobody are using UiPath server, UiPath services. So it have given me message, run your first automation script. When I clicked on basically download, So it is advising me how to download. Each and everything is very beautifully streamlined here in UiPath. So you can say installation process. Okay. And remember one more thing. See, as each and every tool in IT is dependent upon client server architecture, right? So in UiPath, the same phenomena is there. This is our server. Actually, this is our server. In UiPath, there is a client server architecture, and we will be actually one tenant of UiPath. Tenant means we will be one client of UiPath. Okay. You can see the file is downloaded here. If I click on install, I will not click on install because in my laptop it is already installed, but I will tell you when you click on install, it will give you a prompt in which you have to click next. That's it. Only one user interaction will be there. Okay. Apart from that, one interaction, nothing will be there. It will ask you that which version you want to use. And there will be two versions. One is Studio and the second is Studio X. Only one this prompt UiPath will ask you. Okay. One is Studio and second is Studio X. See, you have to install Studio. So you have to click on Studio. Now you will ask me, basically you can ask me that what is Studio X? See, Studio X is a subset of Studio. It's easier to learn Studio X because it is also known as Citizen Developer License. Okay. And what is Citizen Developer License means? The people who are at a higher level hierarchy, like the people who are non-technical in nature, like business analysts, they want to do simple automation without the need of basically they are automating their own task. They are not automating any entire project pipeline. They are not automating. So they are creating small subset of projects. Okay. For that easier level of information, you can install Studio X. But majority of the information, and I will say this is you have to learn. If you want to get the title of RPA developer, you should have the knowledge of Studio. Okay. So Studio X is for the citizen developer, and what citizen developer means, the people like business analyst, project managers, right? Though those people whose main task is not to develop the thing for the consumer. They are automating their own task, right? They are not the frontline developers, right? They are just automating for their own consumption. However, for the Studio, that means you are getting a title of RPA developer. Is that clear? Any doubt in this? Only one click you have to do in the entire installation process. Once you click on install, the entire installation process will start on your own. Once it will open you a prompt and it will ask you whether you want to install Studio and whether you want to install Studio X. When you click on Studio, the entire process will be automated. The entire automation process will be the entire installation process will be done, and it will open a browser in which you have to click on OK. That means you are accepting their terms and policy. That's it. Is that clear? So with this knowledge, see, 5 minutes knowledge, you can install UiPath in your laptop. Anyone is having any doubt what is Studio, what is Studio X, and how to do the installation process? And if you are not, please make sure that if you are the admin of the laptop, then only basically you can install it, because any of the tool installation requires admin access, right? So I am the admin of this laptop. This is my personal machine, so I can directly click on install. If you are not the admin of your laptop, then basically you have to click and install as admin. Make sure that you are installing the tool as an admin. I will take a pause and I will ask you questions. I will ask basically that hopefully you are listening and hopefully you are getting the stuff which I'm explaining. Aditi, Anmol, Bhaskar, Harmeet, Indu, Jyoti.
Yes.
During my installation process,
Yeah, please.
so I'm having an issue that it is asking me to create organization.
Yeah, you can create with you can put your name. You can put your name as organization.
Okay.
It's
All
very
right.
good that you are doing currently, so you can tell other as well how easy it is, right? So if you want to do right now as well, many of you can start and you can do currently as well. See, it's your wish. If you want, you can put your company name as well. It will not make any difference, right?
Sure.
Okay, when the entire process of installation will be done, you will be having UiPath like I am having. UiPath Assistant. UiPath Assistant is a UiPath robot. Okay. UiPath Assistant is slightly different from UiPath robot, right? But for today's session, like this is the introduction thing, I will say UiPath robot is equal to UiPath Assistant, but this is not completely true. UiPath Assistant is more functionalities than actually a robot, right? But we cannot learn each and everything in one session. So for make your understanding clear, you can say this is a UiPath robot and this is UiPath Studio. Studio is a one-stop shop. Basically, you have to do the coding, programming. Like in Selenium, you are doing in IDE, right? So this is your IDE. Is that clear?
Yeah.
See, in it will look like this, and I'm telling you, this is very easy. If you space attention and if you are very serious about learning UiPath, then it will be very easy. With minimum efforts, you can learn, because RP is semi-technical in nature. Semi-technical means most of the things you have to understand how to do it, right? You have to write the steps. Like I will say that you have to log it into Gmail, right? So see, if I'll say you have to log in into your Gmail, then you will ask me what, and then I will ask you what are the steps for doing it, right? Then you can easily say open the browser, because you are all from maximum of you are, I think, from the testing background, right? So you are best in process. You know basically how to write down test cases, right? How to streamline the process, how to make the process, and how to understand the process. So what is the steps we want to do? Open the browser. Now, small point, open Chrome browser or open Edge or open Firefox. You have to clearly mention, because see, we are automating anything, so we have to be very precise that what we are automating and which environment we are automating, right? So this is the IDE. Here, open panel is there. If you are having any existing project, you can click on open and you can view that project. This is a new. What new you can create? These are the templates. Templates are nothing, just like the reusable code they have created, and you can use it again and again. Okay, right? So currently we are in the first phase of learning, so we are not having any project, so we cannot open it. Template we will use later on. So we are creating a new project, and in new project we are creating a new process. What we are creating a new process, that we want to do certain steps. Step number 1, step number 2, step number 3. So we will create a new process. That's it. So now it will ask me that what name you want to give. I will say I will give basically demo 001. Although at the project level, you have to give a meaningful name. If you're automating an invoice process, give invoice automation. If you are doing a reconcilement process, the reconcilement process. Like whatever be the name of the process, what is the name of the project? See, here the beautiful part is I'll be using the word project as well as process at the same time. I am automating a process. I can say this thing, right? And I am involved in a project, because project, when I'll say project, I am saying from the technical side. When I say I'm doing a process automation, that means I am talking from the process side. Understood or not? Okay. So you are, both the combinations are required in this. So it is the name of the, we are creating a new process. So name of the process I have given demo 001. Where you want to store it? I want to store it basically in a desktop location. If you want to give a description, you can make a description and click on create. Right? So when we click on create, certain, you can say, predefined activities will be done by UiPath. Okay, and after that your basically tool will be opened. You can see UiPath Studio Community Edition. Hope you are getting it, huh? Who have started
Yes,
installing UiPath? The name of the girl. I want to know basically where she have so where she is currently installing.
Harmeet, sir.
Yeah, Harmeet. So installation have started.
Yeah, it's been started, but I'm waiting for it to be opened.
Okay, great. Okay, so this is the tool which we have opened, and see, we have given the path of our code as desktop. So see, on demo 001, a project has been created, right? Okay, understood? Again, I'm repeating it. See, please see very precisely. I have installed UiPath on my laptop. I'm clicking on UiPath Studio. Studio is your IDE in which you have to do the programming, like you have to do the coding. Then we are not having any project. So basically I'll be creating a new project, like a new process. I will be giving demo 001. I have deleted. Yes, I have deleted demo 001 previously created. I'll be giving the location as desktop because by default it will be saved in a document folder. So I don't want to save it in that folder. I want to save on my desktop. I don't want to give description. If you want, you can give. It's not mandatory. Then you will have to click on create. Then it will do some default steps, which is already defined by UiPath. I will explain you what are those steps 100%, but for currently for today's class, that is not required. Then UiPath will open this page. It's clearly said that you are learning UiPath Studio Community Edition, that we are not learning Enterprise Edition. It's a Community Edition, and open main workflow. You have to click on this. A main will appear on a screen, and this is the drawing board where we have to do the programming. Now we have to understand where we have done the coding. See, this is the panel. This is a project panel. I will give you some insight of the tool as well today. That this is a project panel. You can see. See, we have created the tool. We have created a project with demo 001, right? You can see here, and on a desktop also you can see. This is the second time I've created, so you are getting a clear picture. Demo 001 is our folder. In this folder, entire code will be saved. Whatever programming now I will do, that will be saved into demo 001 only. Okay, clear? Now, see, I'll explain you. This is the project panel. Whatever the settings you will be having regarding the project, you will be seeing in this panel only. Like there are some, this is the name of your project, demo 001, which we have given. And this is some of the dependencies, like what are the dependencies of my project. So these are dependencies, and in UiPath, I call them packages. What I call them? Packages. So dependencies are known as package. In dependencies, we are having some packages. And what is a package? I will explain you. See, in UiPath, we call them package, but in .NET, they are called as library. Okay. So when you are creating any of your automation script, whether it's a Java, whether it's a Python, whether it's any automation script, when you are creating a new project, some of the things, some of the libraries are directly imported into it. Those are the default libraries. Have you seen this, right? Hello. Huh?
Yeah.
Some of the packages,
Yes.
some of the libraries are by default included in this. Okay. I will give you one non-technical example. When you have purchased a new mobile, there are some of the applications which are directly installed in the mobile. Those are the factories included in the factory settings. Those are the settings which, those are the applications which you have not installed. When you purchase the mobile, you have on the mobile, those are the applications which exist in your mobile, right? So these are those packages. These are actually libraries. In your copies, write down this thing, that these are libraries in .NET, but in UiPath we call them package. Understood or not? See, UiPath is based upon a programming language, right? Every tool is based upon a programming language. So everything is come from programming language. Yes or no? Right? So in programming, we call them library. However, UiPath have done a task. UiPath have worked on them, and now we are calling them library. And what is the name of the library? UiPath.xl. See, these are like UiPath library. So that is the reason its name is starting from UiPath. Okay, UiPath.xl. That means this library is having some of the activities, some of the tasks which you can do on Excel. Is that clear? Huh? This library is having some methods or activities or tasks which you can do on mail. You can do mail task. System, cut copy.
There one question here.
Yeah, please ask.
So if we are calling this as a library, in other words, then if we go back to the previous menu where you open the process, there is one more option called library. So what is that?
So that those are you are creating, sir. These are in UiPath. These are called packages. when we have created, you are talking about this thing, right? Library.
Right, correct.
So what we do, suppose there is some functionality which I'm automating, right? So I want to create a reusable code. Reusable code means which I can use it multiple times. I have created. Now you are a part of my team member. You also have to execute a task in which my reusable code can be used. So I can create a library of my reusable task as well. Okay. Like I'll give you a very small example. I have created a usable activity in which whatever number you give, if you give me 7, I will convert that 7 to SEVEN into words. Yes, right? Are you getting the point? Okay. So this is a small task which can be repeated multiple times, right? In my program also it is required. In your program it is also required. In a company, multiple projects run at the same time. So what my project manager says, okay, when you are doing the product, when you are doing it, and if you think that this piece of code can be used multiple times in a company, please create that as a library. Okay, so that anybody XYZ developer can use that library. So this is a UiPath library. This is our custom library that we are creating. As a developer, you are creating a code which can be reusable for your colleague. Are you getting the point?
We
This is
can
not
refer it to related to like utilities or
utilities. You
helper
can say, see,
utilities or helper method for reusability.
exactly, very good. So that is the thing basically you have to relate. See, what I've said in the beginning as well, everything concepts are same. Only from when we are doing a tool, only the naming convention changes as per the tool. So where here we are called them library or custom code, you can also say. Okay, custom code. Generic, what is custom code, right? Custom code which I have written. Yes or no? Right? And which can be used by you as well. So here, these are known as dependencies. In dependency, these are known as packages. UiPath is built upon .NET. So in build.NET or in any other programming language, those are known as libraries. In UiPath, we call them package. And from the non-technical perspective, the people who are making it difficult to understand, see, these are those applications which are directly installed in your mobile. You are not going to Play Store or Google Store for downloading those applications. These are the default applications, right? So so the first interview question, see, directly my intent is basically to make your knowledge increase, to increase your knowledge. So the first interaction, when I'll be interacting with a candidate, for example, I'll be asking them what are the default packages which are installed in UiPath when we are downloading or creating a new one project. So this is the answer, right? What are the default packages when we're creating a new project? UiPath.xl, and understand the naming convention as well. UiPath dot, that means this package is owned by UiPath. The author of this package is UiPath. Okay, now is it clear? Are all of you are getting the point? It is related to Excel, it is related to mail, it is related to system task like cut, copy, paste, system task, moving a file. And this is related to UI automation. You want to open a browser, you want to click on it, right? You want to download something related to UI automation, user interface automation. So these are the default packages. Now tell me one thing. These are the versions: 2.10.2, 1.10.2, 21.2.2, and previews written here. That means I told you basically we are learning community edition, right? Community edition is also known as beta release in software development lifecycle. Whatever UiPath will do new, they will push it to community version. So we are always ahead of enterprise version, right? So when we are learning UiPath, this is the community version, and might be enterprise version is behind. 100% enterprise version will be stable version and will be behind this version. Okay, so if UiPath have done any new automation, if they have created any new activities or new methods, they will push to the community version first. And if their feedback is very good about that activities or those new features, then only it will be pushed to the enterprise version. Okay, is it clear? That is the reason you are seeing preview here. That means this version number is in preview mode, and if anyone is having enterprise version, this preview mode will not be there. That means he will be having a stable version of the tool, and we are using a preview mode of the version. Still, I am not saying that this version is having bugs. Till now, I've seen a UiPath software with bugs. Okay, is that clear? Now tell me one small thing. Suppose if you have to install WhatsApp. So install WhatsApp is directly installed in the mobile if you are purchasing the mobile, yes or no?
No, sir.
So if you want to install WhatsApp, where you have to go in your mobile?
App Store.
Okay, great. In UiPath, this is our app store, manage packages. Currently we are having how many packages? This is the packages and this is the version. Excel, mail, system, and UI automation. This is our packages,
By
4
default.
packages by default. Whoever have created, you are creating in Delhi, someone is creating in Bangalore, and someone is creating in Atlanta. Okay.
So all these packages are in process, right?
Yes. Okay. We can directly use the facilities or functionalities provided by this package. Now you want to import some new package, like you want to import or you want to install a new application like WhatsApp you want to install, Viber you want to install in your mobile, right? Okay. So where you have to visit, you have to install your app store. You have set place yet? So this is our app store. Okay. Is that understood? And whatever you have to see, these are the project dependencies directly. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is our project dependency. Directly, these are the dependency. These are the default packages which you can see on the screen. If you want to install any new package, okay, any new functionality you want to import, then write UiPath. Who is the author? UiPath. You want only UiPath. UiPath.pdf. I want to work on PDF. There is a requirement in which I have to read the content of the PDF. Right? So I will click on UiPath.pdf. I will click on it. I will click on install, and then I will click on save button. See, store is what is saying restoring dependencies. That means it's restoring the dependencies. It is manipulating the dependency, right? Creating a workspace. Then it is adding those dependencies in your workspace. This is your workspace, like demo 001.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you can see one more package in your bucket. UiPath.pdf.activities. Right? Now, what impact it will be having? And there is no preview here is written. That means this version will also in the enterprise version. Okay, UiPath have not done anything new in this package. So if anyone is using the enterprise version, they will also have the same version, 3.4.1. Is everyone understanding? Apart from me, there are 15 more candidates. And I want that each and everyone should follow me.
Yeah, one question. How do we know which library we have to use? For example, you said for cut copy paste we use system.activities. For anything related with UI, we have to go with UI automation activities. This
Yes.
is any document or do we need to, it will come by experience?
It will come by experience. See, it all actually relate to the programming. In programming, we can learn various methods, right? But if you try to learn each and every method, like each and every activity, then it will be more than 50,000, 60,000 activities, right? Now, if I'll say you that you have to download a file and you have to read it. So you have to understand what are the tasks are involved in this, right? The file be residing in your system. You will be downloading a file from web interface, right? Web portal. So that means you need basically user interface. Okay. And ultimately, you don't have to categorize that what ultimately I will tell you. See, all these activities, give me 2 minutes. I'm coming to your point only, because if I'll teach you for 5 minutes more now, then your answer will be automatically answered, right? See what benefit we are getting from it. You don't have to deal with these packages. With these packages now, you will get activities. What is my next? After project, we are having activities. So currently we have installed PDF activities, right? PDF package. So I'll be getting predefined methods, which basically UiPath have created for me. Directly I can consume it and directly I can use it. PDF methods 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. For doing those tasks, suppose I want to count the number of pages in a PDF. See, I'm just drag and dropping. Get PDF page count. Let me download one sample PDF for you. Okay, done. I have to just highlight basically the path of the PDF, where the path is, where the PDF is. I'm not writing the code for counting the number of pages in a PDF. We are not writing the code here, right? We are just simply saying that we have to count the number of pages for this PDF, and we have to create a variable. I will explain you what is variable as well in detail. However, currently we are just creating a variable, and we are displaying on the screen. Right line is used for basically output panel for displaying the information on the screen. Okay, and you have to run it. So in the output panel is a console. Right line, this means we are displaying the message on a screen, and the answer for this PDF will be integer, and the integer we are converting into a string, right? Because on console you cannot write integer, we can only print string, so that means 2. Now you don't have to remember that what activity we have to do, right? As per the requirement, you have to count the number of pages, so you have to install. First of all, you are doing in PDF, so install PDF activity, right? Understood? Now in PDF, what are the inbuilt activities I am having? Now for these tasks, you don't have to write a single piece of code. You have to just simplify, simply give the path of the file, and we have to create a variable, and we can directly get the answer. So first and foremost thing, to answer your question, it is by the requirement basis. Second thing, to the experience. And third thing, I will give you some documents as well, from which you can get the idea. And just in the foundation level, you need idea. Once you have basically done 3-4 examples, you will automatically get to know that which word library we have to install. Is that clear? So by the combination of all those things, we have to understand. Now see, one more thing, we have installed PDF packages, so we have got some activities. So these are the method in programming. Again, I'm repeating. See, in programming, these are libraries, but in here UiPath, we call them package. See, in UiPath, we are also doing the programming. Remember this thing. Okay, but it's the most easiest form of programming. We don't have to start a new journey with a thought in our mind that we are learning a no programming tool. Many of the people start their RPA learning with this thing, it's a no programming tool. Please, it's my humble request, don't have this assumption in your mind. It's a low code automation platform. And I'm saying you, it's a low code automation, minimum programming language we have to use in this, minimum. Whatever basically programming language will require, it will be minimum in nature. Like out of 10 scenarios, minimum to minimum 8 scenario you can do without programming. Direct implementation of programming, without direct implemented programming you can do out scenarios. However, in these 8 scenarios, some programming concepts are required only, right? If else, your age is greater than 20 or less than 20. Now we'll say, boss, we all are working, we all have age greater than 20. Sorry, so that's the example, right? You have to repeat your name 3 times, like Harmeet, Harmeet, Harmeet. How do you know basically I have repeated 3 times? That's a looping. First of all, what is the maximum number of time? 3. I have to repeat my name 3 times. Harmeet. I have said 1 time that 3 minus 2, 3 minus 1 is equals to 2. I have to say 2 more times, right? So I've said 1 more time Harmeet, that means I've said 2 times, still I have to say 1 more time. So then I've said third time Harmeet, then 3 minus 3 equal to 0. Loop stop working. Loop is finished. Are you following it? Harmeet, I've specifically taken your name. I think you should 100% aware of this.
Yeah, I'm aware of it, but I'm not really talking about.
Okay.
One of my question is here,
Yes.
that why this PDF activity is not in preview?
See, because UiPath have not done anything new in this. See, everything will not be in preview, right? UiPath community version is there. Currently, UiPath community version is this, which you are using.
Okay. And
Okay.
how about, you said that PDF activity is in enterprise version, but we are working in this community version, right?
See, I'm saying you everything in UiPath community version. Okay. So in UiPath, there are several packages like Excel, mail, PDF, system, automation, and there are other packages as well, which you will use as per the requirement, right?
Right.
UiPath product team is working on all of them. Might be in the last 15 or 20 days, they have not done anything new related to the PDF, right? So that is the, you are also having the same version which enterprise version also using. Excel is the most usually package, right? So they will be regularly adding some new functionalities to PDF, to Excel packages, right?
Okay.
And might be someday you will use, you will have Excel without preview as well. Are getting the point? And I
Yes.
will tell you, if you want to use, if you don't want to use preview, I will tell you in the later part of the session how to use the packages without preview mode as well. Okay, I will come to that in 5 to 10 minutes.
Sure.
In the meantime, suppose if you want to delete that package, okay, then these activities will also be deleted, because these are dependent upon these packages. These are the packages, these are the activities. In UiPath we call them activities. Is that clear? But however in program we call them methods. Okay, so in .NET there is a method for counting the number of pages. What UiPath have done, the UiPath have created a black box for you. You have to simply provide the input, and in output you are getting the result. That is the concept you are getting here. Yes or no? All of you will be valid, because the maximum of us are from the testing background. And when we say testing, 90% of people are start from the manual testing, right? And that's a black box. We have to just see input and output. Here you are only giving the input and you are seeing the output. We are not bothered what UiPath code have written behind it. So we are just simply giving the PDF name, and it is giving the number of pages in the PDF. Now, if I want, I'm deleting it, and it's a Windows based tool. Everything you can do which you are doing in Windows, Control C, Control V, Control X, everything, right? I will click on this package and remove the dependency. Now this package will be removed from my tool, from my project specifically. The name of the project is demo001, which is saved, which I have saved on desktop. You can see demo001, right? Now there is no PDF package here, so that means I'll not be having any PDF activity. Is that clear? That means I'll not be having any PDF activity. If you want to say that, Varun, can we remove these activities as well? Excel, yes, you can remove this dependency as well. Each and every activity you can, each and every package you can remove. You can remove everything if you want. What in you will get, basically you will be removing the activities also from your panel. If I'll remove each and everything, see, I'm removing every, I have removed every dependency. There is no package in my UiPath on this current project. So what activities I'll be having? Those activities only which are not dependent upon any package. See, okay, only those activities. You will not see any Excel activities here. No activity related to the mail here. Nothing will be there. But if you said, can I download? Can I download it again? Can I import that again? Import is the right word, right? So I can again go to the manage packages. There is no dependency. I will go to the manage packages. I will write UiPath.excel. Please prefix with UiPath, because you are downloading the activity which is for which the author is UiPath. And now these are the versions you are having. Okay. 22.11.4, I'm installing it. I'm restoring one dependency. If it will give you a prompt, you can say yes on it. And there will be one more package, new package will be added to the current project, UiPath.excel. Now this is not a preview mode. If you want a preview mode, there is one filter. You can use include pre-release. If you uncheck it, you will not get the pre-release mode. You will not get the preview mode. I think the person who have asked me the question regarding the preview, that will be answered, right? If you don't want to use preview mode, if you don't want to use preview activities, if you check, you can use preview advice. You can see yes or no, you can update that to preview. If you don't want, use a stable version. Hope everyone is understanding it.
Yeah.
UiPath is giving us the option if we want to use, but my and see, everyone I'm teaching you is my observation, right? My interpretation. Okay, so if I'll say it's best to use this activity, don't use preview mode activities, don't use pre-release, because that is not in enterprise version now. So why let them basically that those activities to be stable environment. Okay, so use in this way. Now basically now you can see Excel package is installed, so you will get Excel activities at Excel as well. Excel, see, right? So these are the methods in .NET and activities in UiPath. Okay.
So, Varun, if any particular activity is not predefined, for example, the PDF which you show, my requirement is, for example, I wanted to split the PDF every 5 pages. So
Every
if
5
there is,
pages.
yeah, if it is 1,000 pages of PDF, I want to
Mhm.
split it into 5 pages. If
Yes.
there is no predefined activities, so I have to develop the logic
Yes,
on
right. Right. No, no .NET. The requirements here again is a requirement based. The logic, the point which you have said now, every 5 pages, that I can do with UiPath programming as well, without using .NET code without using .NET code. We have to use couple of activities. Like we are having 6-7 activities in PDF, right? So with the combination of those, we can create a script which will fulfill your requirement. Okay.
Okay.
But however, if your requirement is too custom, like without programming I can't do, and I'm telling you out of the 10, 8 scenarios I can do without .NET programming, right? I've directly quoted this thing. Okay, so currently what requirement you have given to me, that I can do without .NET programming, that too with UiPath programming, that too with all the activities which is provided by UiPath in the PDF package. Okay, now if you will give me the requirement, I will not say that your .NET programming will not be used. I will not say, because if out of 10 scenarios, if eventually one time I have to use programming, then my answer will be wrong. Yes. Okay, so currently whatever requirement you have done, so I can do that without programming. I will use a combination of activities. I will use this activity I will use this activity, and I will use do while. I will use, because how I get to know it, I will put a loop up to 1 to 1000 pages, right? So that combination I will use couple of activities from UiPath. I will fulfill your requirement. So and that basically we have to learn in programming, and that is the agenda of the training as well, right? That how to use the activities which are in UiPath and which can fulfill your requirements. And when I started my journey of RP in 2016, out of 10 scenarios, 4 to 5 we can do through basically activities. For rest we have to do the programming. As now the product is gaining a momentum, and the UiPath product team is working at the background. Okay, so it is minimized day by day. Currently I'm saying 8 maybe, and the future is all about low code automation platform. All the tools which you are seeing in market which are gaining popularity, those are low code automation platform, so that the developers can bring the same scalability in minimum amount of time, right? So in future, might be out of 10 to 10 scenarios, might be getting activity, okay, that will do the execute exactly the same task which the user want. Is that clear?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so this is a project panel in which you are having dependencies. These are all the dependencies which are packages, and with the packages there are related activities. So we have to understand RP from both the aspects. I'm saying from the technical and from the non-technical, both the side. Because when we are working in software development lifecycle, now please understand this again, very important. This is a very important point. Our end user is now, when we are working in a software development lifecycle, our end user is technical in nature, right? Because we are giving demo to project managers. Okay, our end customer is technical in many times, maximum time. However, when we are working in when we are working in RPA, now might be we are working for a for a process, okay, and the end customer is non-technical in nature. Many time, maximum time, if I'll say, our end customer is non-technical in nature. They want to be automated. how you are doing it, what methodology you are applying it, that your expertise will decide. Ultimately, they have to, they will see in terms of input and output, whether your script have done the task or not. And please use these words, because maximum of you will be targeting the role of a developer. So these use term script, okay, that we are creating a script, we have created an automation script. See, automation is a bigger picture, okay. UiPath is a part of automation field. RPA, okay, RPA again is bigger in term. UiPath is a tool which is implementing automation. So whatever the terminology we are using, use in a generic way. Understood? Clear? Hope we are understanding all the points which I'm explaining you, huh? There is one XAML you are seeing here, right? Main.xaml.
Yeah.
Here we have to write the code. Just I have written it, right? Okay. So I'm just closing the code. See, this is a project code with which basically we have done all the programming till now. Open it. Suppose if I'll give you, I will share this code, right? I will do the zip. You will unzip it. You will open it. There will be main XAML. Main XAML means every file in UiPath is having extension of XAML, .xaml. .xaml means .xaml. And and UiPath, it is known as UiPath Studio project file. If you want to open UiPath project file, double click on XAML. Directly program will open. There is no requirement. Basically, you have to go UiPath and you have to open UiPath code. Directly double click on UiPath main.xaml. Your project will open. Okay, clear? Any doubt till now?
Yeah, no.
Now, what is snippet? Snippet I will not include in this class because you will get confused in library, template, and snippet. Snippets, like in testing, there is a regression and a sanity, right? What is regression and what is sanity, right? When I was working as a software tester in 2012, 2013, that I'm telling you, that is a very famous question, difference between regression and sanity. I don't know currently. I don't know whether in testing still a famous question or not. Difference between a regression testing and a sanity testing. Okay, so the same difference what's in a regression and a sanity, the same difference lies in snippet and reusable code. This is also a reusable code, but this reusable code is directly created by UiPath. Like suppose you want to make a delay of 1 second. Delay means static wait. You want to wait for 1 second. So UiPath have created a code. You don't have to write a code. The snippet is created. Snippet means a very small piece of a tiny piece of code from UiPath. Delay of 1 second. So delay is an activity in UiPath. You can see, yeah, delay, which is static wait. Like I want to wait for 1 second, I will use delay. I will give here hour, minute, and second. So I will wait for 2 seconds here. So what UiPath have seen that some multiple times we have to use it. So he have created a snippet. Delay of 1 second, delay of 30 seconds, 10 seconds, delay of 100 milliseconds. Okay, delay of 3 seconds, 300 milliseconds, 5 seconds, 500 milliseconds. Very small, tiny, you can say. Okay, I will not say it's a reusable component, but I will say very small piece of code. Very tiny, small piece, tiny, very smallest reusable code. Is that understood? So today what we are trying at what I have done in today's session to make you friendly with UiPath. How to open UiPath, what is a project panel, what you are getting in project. You are getting all the dependencies in the form of packages. Okay, and from the packages, what you are getting in return, you are getting activities, and what is snippet. And if you want to install any new package, where you have to visit, you have to go to the manage packages. Okay, is that clear? How many of you have understood how many of you have understood 70% of the content which I've covered in this today's class? 70%.
90%, I would say.
Okay,
Understood.
thank you. minimum, if anyone have to say minimum, please say minimum, and please be open. That is the session we are having. That is the forum we are having. Hmm?
70% from my side.
Okay. And what's your name?
Aditi.
Aditi, 90%, 80%. Okay. See,
Yeah,
if you have
80%.
understood 90%, if you have understood 90%, now when you do this code, actually currently you are listening me. So it appears to be a story from my side, right? It's a story. That story होती है ना, मैं आपको सुना रहा हूँ, आपको अच्छी लग रही है. Yes or no? Right? आपको interesting लग रही है. Okay. When you do this on your own, then actually you will get the real number, whether it's a 70, whether it's 80, whether it's a 90. So when you do with your own hand, you will get the real number, whether it's a 70, whether it's 80, whether it's a 90. Then it can be 40 as well, and it can be 50 as well. Sorry, can I take 1 minute break? I have to bring hot water, huh?
Sure,
I'll be
sir.
back in 1 minute, huh? Hello. Yeah, I'm back.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All are there?
Suppose there are.
Hmm.
Yeah, I want to. Yeah. Suppose there are 2-3 tasks to automate, and those are related. Can we need to create a separate project, or in a single project we can able to do
Single
that?
project. See, the last point basically will answer your the next topic which I will cover, and the last topic for the class as well, for today's session as well, will answer your doubt.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, but can you give me a scenario so that I can make it more friendly, so that you can understand better? Can you give me one scenario?
Suppose in Excel itself, some 3 different activities I need to make. Some
Or-
copy thing,
Mhm.
another one cut thing, like that.
That is basically on in Excel. I will make it more complex. Like this is more complex as per your suppose the same example which I've taken, RPA challenge, right? Suppose I have to download it from UiPath. So that's a one application. Like, okay, that's a web browser. Now I have to validate the phone number, whether the phone number is valid or not. That's the second part. Okay. Then I have to validate role in company, whether it's a valid or not. I'll be having 4 or 5 roles and I'm validating it. Okay. The Excel automation. Then I have to upload it in a browser. And in the last, I have to send a mail to a customer that I have done the task. So in this, that will be a perfect story. Okay. So whatever you are telling, that's very small. Okay. Like I will be doing the work in Excel only. You are saying me that I will be doing the work in Excel. Yes or no? Okay.
Yes.
I'm saying we are working in a web browser. First of all, we are downloading the content. Then we are working in Excel, whatever rules we are having, that like we have to validate phone number, we have to validate our PAN card, like we have to validate company name. Okay. Whether it's a right or wrong, we'll be validating the email. If the valid email is valid or not. Somebody have written an incorrect email. So this is an incorrect email. We have to filter those incorrect data. So those are the parts we have to do. And in the last, we have to send an email to whatever person that we have executed the task. Okay. So 3 applications involved in this. One is a web browser. Second is your desktop application like Excel automation we have to do. And third is a mail automation. So in this, what sequence we will be doing? I'll explain you now. See, I think that will be answer your question as well, right?
Yes.
Okay. So actually just 5 minutes back, say whatever currently I'm saying you today, that will not be the final answer, because currently you are basically a starter in RPA. So currently I've said basically in main is a XAML, right? Here you can see main is a XAML. Am I right? Main is a XAML, UiPath Studio project. Main is not used for the programming. Main is used for the integration of the program. In your programming as well, whether you have done any of the automation tool as well, whether through using the Java, Python, or any JMeter, or any through Selenium, QTP, any of the automation tool as well. Main method. This is a main method. In programming, we call them in programming we call it as a main method. Here it is a main. It is a main is an integrator of the program. Integration is done only through main. You should not write the code in main. Idle. UiPath will not restrict you for writing the code. See, I've written the code here now, just 5-10 minutes back. UiPath have not given me any warning. So I can write the code in main. UiPath will not give me a warning. But ideally, I should not write the entire code here. I should integrate the code here. Like, so where I will write the code. So you will see here a new option, new sequence, new flowchart, new state machine, and new global handler. So I have to create my program into I have to break my task into subtasks. Okay. So you have said what task I have to do. First of all, I have to open a browser. I have to download a file. So that's one subtask. You have to break the entire process into smaller pieces, smaller chunks, and whatever you will divide the process, that will be your understanding. I will not say if I'll break the task into 5 smaller pieces of chunks, you can divide it in 7. That also be right, but that should be logical in nature. Understood? All of you are getting it? So that smaller piece of chunk, we can create different small XAML in program. Small XAML, we will create multiple XAML in UiPath. One is a sequence. Sequence is if the task is very simple. I will say step 1. If the task is very simple, task means, see, currently we are automating a task, right? So our complete process is a task. Now we're creating different XAML. See, I've created a step1.xaml. Okay, so that's a small piece of the task, a subtask. That is the reason step number 1. For completing the entire process, I have to execute 3-4 steps. So the step number 1. And what I'm saying, if your task is very simple, if your subtask is very simple, in which there is no decision making, right? I have to open a browser, I have to click on download button, and simply the file will be downloaded on my laptop. So this small subtask, these steps are very simple. These are not complex. This is not any decision making, yes or no? There is no decision making. It's a straightforward. In those cases, you have to create a sequence. How many of you have followed this thing? Apart from me, there are 15 candidates.
Yeah, I did not.
Okay.
Could you please repeat?
Okay, again, I'm saying that is the reason. I know basically this is confusing in nature. That is the reason I asked you. If the subtask is very straightforward, like we have to open a browser. We have to open a browser, right? We have to open a website and we have to click on download. Now this is a straightforward task. This is a straightforward steps, right? There is no decision making, right? No if else. I have not asked you a question. No decision making is done. A to B, B to C. Directly you have to execute 3 steps. Open browser, click on download button. Okay. There is no decision making. There is no complexity in it. If the complexity is minimum, then it's advisable to create a sequence. Is that clear now? I will tell you the complex thing. Suppose if I'll ask you, can I have one volunteer out of your group?
So what if we want to use only the Chrome browser?
Then also, what's your name?
Okay. Sam.
Okay, now you are my volunteer. I will ask you some question. What's your age?
45.
Okay. Now you have applied in ABC Bank for 80 lakh loan. Okay. Right. So bank executive, or basically there is a web portal, they will ask you some questions. What's your age? Age is one of the parameter, right? You have said 45. That means how many years is left basically in your earning potential? For 15 years, because bank will be calculating on that algorithm, right? Okay. So 15 years. Now don't tell me your current salary, but I'm just like, bank will ask you, I will ask you what's your current salary. You will ask, it's basically 1 lakh per month, right? For example. Then the bank question will ask you, okay, how many currently loans you are having? You are saying I'm having 2 loans. What's the EMI you are giving? I am giving 30,000 loan, 30,000 EMI on a monthly basis. That means 1 lakh minus 30,000, 70,000 you are remaining, right? Then they will check your CIBIL record that you are paying the EMIs properly or not. So this is a complex task. This is a flowchart task. From each and every question, from each and every answer you are giving it to me, I'm asking a separate question to you, right?
Yeah.
So this is a flowchart. This is a hierarchical in nature, right? Like a family chart. Now your family chart, right? your grandparent, your grandparents, then your parents, then now you, then your child, right? This is a tree like structure, right? If I want, I can create a tree. If this is the kind of requirement now in which I have to make decision making, like what's the age, what is the zip, what is the pin code. If the pin code is 110019, I have to write this thing. If the pin code is 110017, I have to write this thing, right? If zone is west, I have to send an email to this person. If the zone is south, I have to send an email to this person, right? This is a decision making. I am doing some kind of decision making. In those cases, it's advisable to create a flow chart in which you have to create a flow, like flow chart everyone knows, right? DFDs, we are all from the testing background, like flow chart, data flow diagram, use case diagram, right? So if we are having a decision making, in those cases, it's advisable to create a flow chart. If the requirement is very simple, like if you have to open a Chrome browser, Edge browser, Firefox, anything, and you have to download a button, this is not having any complexity. There is no decision making we have to. There is no second question I will ask you based upon the first question answer, right? That means you can create a flow sequence. And it's subjective in nature. Remember this thing, the extension for flowchart is also XAML. You can see .xaml. In from the UiPath side, it's all XAML. It's all UiPath Studio project file. You can see here as well. UiPath Studio XML, UiPath Studio project, right? So why UiPath have created this multiple mechanism for our better understanding. So if I am creating a very simple subtask, it is not having any decision making, I will create a sequence. Okay. If there is a decision making is there, true false is there, if else is there, then I will create a flow chart. And state machine. Now have you understood? There are a couple of candidates who have asked me a question after sequence. Now is it clear with the help of flowchart that what we have to do when we have to create a sequence and we have to flowchart? And see, when we currently you are just doing the till now we have done the small example, na? Right? PDF to count the number of pages, right? Okay. So this is a simple case of sequence. There is no complexity involved. I have to simply give the name of the PDF. So this I can do in sequence. Yes or no? Now you're following it. Yes. I have to open a browser. See, open. I'm writing the activity open here. Okay, I have not installed. See, I'm writing open here, but I'm not getting the activity because I have not installed the package for it. I am having Excel package only and PDF. So I have to add UiPath.UI. UI automation, I think. Yes. Jyoti, you are taking the call from mobile. Jyoti. Hello. Might be she is not listening. Why it is taking so much time?
Gaurav, you said we will not be creating any code in main. Underneath main, we have to create a step.
Integration. We will do the integration steps. We will do the integration in main. Say ideally we should do. There are best practices. So as per the best practices, we should create the framework in main. Main is for the framework creation. And framework we will be doing with the help of state machine, which is the third step here. Okay. In new, there are 4 steps now. Let it be open. This my laptop I have started after 3-4 months. That is the reason it is taking so much time. Okay. This laptop is slow. So what I mean to say that when you click on new, there are 4 options which is appearing. One is sequence. Sequence, that means when we are downloading, when we are creating a very small subset of tasks, which is very simple in nature, which is straightforward. Like I have to do execute, open browser and click on download button, that I can execute this step in a sequence. Flowchart, when you are having a series of questions, and based upon that, again, I can ask you a question. Okay, so that your family tree-like structure that I can create in a flowchart. Now the third option here basically is state machine, which I will just show you once this will be over. I don't know why it is taking so much time. So the third option is state machine. Actually, the state machine I will create in main, because in main we have to create a framework. Okay, you can see open browser. So if I have to open a browser, so I have to simply drag and drop the open browser here, specify the browser type here, and we have to give the URL here. Whatever browser, what are the URL I have to give? Now I have to give the URL this one. So I will give this URL. Okay, and then I will click. Once this browser will be open, then I will be do a single click. See, currently I'm not teaching you, I'm just giving you the idea. Once we'll start the course, then basically we will do an in-depth analysis. Okay, currently I'm just telling you the idea, how you can initiate the automation. So we have to just highlight it from this on the screen where we are from where we were downloading it. So currently we are learning this topic new. With automation, you have not started learning. So see, this is a simple task in which we're opening a browser. Which browser? Chrome browser. All we have done in one step, and then we're clicking on download Excel button. Now, if my browser is in a minimized mode, you can do with UiPath, you can maximize it as well. There is one activity in UiPath, maximize. We can do the maximize. Okay, right? So now see, we have drag and drop open browser activity. See, again I'm doing. Now everything you have to do within this do window. Okay, so here we have given URL, and here we have given browser type. If you will not give any browser type, it by default it will do in Internet Explorer. That's it. See, now you have to run it. Click on run file. So first of all, it have executed, and you clicked on download Excel button. Okay, so these are the straightforward steps. There is no complexity behind it. That's the reason I have done in sequence. In flowchart, we have to do if else. So there are if else, there are programming concept, right? What we can do? Condition, we can condition age is greater than 24, 25, right? So this comparison I can do in if else. Now in main, we will not be writing this level of code, open browser, minute level of code. Okay, we have to do the integration. And how we have to do the integration? With the help of state machine. And that is the reason we'll be using the third part, state machine. And what is a state machine? This is quite complex as compared to sequence and flowchart. Like currently you are in one state. Currently we are in one state means currently we are studying this. After this session, we can be in multiple state. When it is difficult for us to define our task in true and false or yes or no, then we have to create state machine. Okay, when there are more permutation combination rather than yes or no, true and false. And currently we are in a state of studying. After this, you can be in a state of you can listen music, you can go for drive or any number of permutation combination, and not depend upon what mood you will be having. So currently from this state, you can move to different state, and that will be very difficult for us basically to create a flow chart for that. In that format, we will create a state machine. Okay, and the last is the global handler. Global handler, as the name implies, it's a global handler. Global handler is used for the exception handling. This is used for the exception handling, this one. So global handler we will use for the exception handling. All the entire code which you have written in main, which you have written in this program, in demo project, right? Entire XAML. If you want to do the exception handling in the best way, we have to use global handler, which you are seeing it here. Is that clear? So in these four ways, we can create a sequence, we can create a flowchart, we can create a state machine. I will give a small demonstration of each and everything currently in 5 minutes. So I'm deleting all these things, and you can delete them as well. If you want to delete global handler, delete it. It's very easy. I told you it's a Microsoft workshop tool, so you can delete everything. So I've created step 1. Okay. In step number 1, suppose I have given a message box. Now message box, if you want to display something to user, then basically new package system activities system activities. There are 4 packages which are by default there in UiPath. Remember, now you should be habitual of understanding those names: system, Excel, PDF, and UI automation. Okay. So main is used for integrating the all point. Main will not do anything, but main will handle the entire code. Main will integrate the entire code.
Tomorrow, if this you're able to hear me, my internet connection. Yeah. Tomorrow, if the download button from left side to gone to right side, so that will fail our automation.
No, that will not fail. That will not fail. That will fail only when we have taken the properties which is dependent upon the position. Now suppose if you came to my home with a black shirt. Okay, you are wearing a black shirt. Now I want to know you. Suppose, what's your name?
Raj.
Raj. Now your name is Raj. Now you are having some of the attributes. Your first name, last name is your attribute. Mother's name, father's name is your attribute. Aadhaar card, PAN card is your attribute. Mobile number is your attribute. Right? This is your metadata. Now, what if I will take your properties as your first name and last name? There are 100 Raj in a particular city. It will be difficult for me to identify you, right? And if I'll take the property color, if anyone is wearing black shirt, that will be Raj. So that's the algorithm I have taken. So I will not take this algorithm. I will not take your those property. I will take your Aadhaar card method, Aadhaar card, voter ID card, passport. So that the same concept lies here as well. When we are clicking on submit button, I will not take those properties which is dependent upon the location of the button. Okay. And in this particular example as well, you can see the position is changing. Are you getting the point? I can click on submit button multiple time and this position, this script will not change. If you want, I can show you as well as now as well. UiPath is not taking those properties which is dependent upon the position by default. See? Okay. Currently, I'm clicking it. I've run the script. It is clicking on submit button. The position changed. Yes or no?
Yeah.
Now again, basically, I will click on submit button. I'm again running the script. Again, it is clicking. It is not dependent. Again, the position changes. Right? So the question for your answer is done. Still, basically, this task is UiPath done on your task, but you should know basically how UiPath is doing. So I will explain in detail in classes. This is a topic which will be covered in couple of classes. This is a very extensive topic which you are saying. How to choose the properties, right? How to choose your best property. Now, mobile number is unique property. Your mobile number is unique, but the control of the mobile number is in your hand. I'm using my mobile number from the last 10 years, but still the control of my mobile number is in my hand. If I will change my mobile number, then you will not able to change me. Yes or no? So that's not a good property. Okay. So what basically I will to show you at the last part of this session. See, step number 1 is one XAML. I'm creating one more XAML. Step number 2. I'm creating one more XAML. Step number 3. And see, I will say I'm creating one more XAML. Okay. So step number 1, I'm creating a message box. Hello. This is the first example everyone does basically when it starts a new programming language. Okay. 2. UiPath. Right. 3 different XAML. Okay, sure. Thank you. Okay, we are also wrapping in 5 minutes. So if anyone is having any work, please hold on for 5 minutes. Within 5 minutes, we are also wrapping up. So see, we can save the entire context. In this XAML, we are having hello. If I'll run the current XAML, see if I'll highlight step number 1 and click on run file, it will only display hello. See hello. It will not display 2. It will not display step number 3 UiPath. If I want to display hello, to UiPath. Then I have to run main. What I will do, I will go to the project folder. Step number 1, see, is here, main is open. Step number 1, step number 2, step number 3, simply drag and drop. I am again doing it for your better understanding. See, all the code is in step number 1, step number 3. I have said main is the integrator of the code. So step number 1, just drag and drop. Step number 2, drag and drop. Step number 3, drag and drop. Now there is a star above main, that means you have to save the code. Now click on run. Run means you are clicking the main. Now I don't have to click on separate XAMLs to execute the code. Hello to UiPath. That means I've run the entire code from main. That is the exact usage of main. We have to integrate the entire code. We have not gone to a separate XAML for the execution. We have executed this entire code from main. That we are invoking the code here. Is that clear? Have you understood, all of you? Huh?
Yes.
That is the meaning of the main. Main is not used for the programming. Main is used for the integration of the code. Or you can say we are doing the programming in main, which is required to integrate the code. Okay. What you have to do, you have to create different XAMLs as per the requirement. It can be a sequence, it can be a flowchart, it can be a state machine. Okay, as per the complexity. However, in main, we have to integrate the entire code. So if I'll say you have to open a browser, download a file, you have to do some data manipulation, data messaging, and in the last you have to send a mail. This is the entire process. Now you will divide this program into smaller tasks, and those tasks are basically step number 1, step number 3. You will write the code, okay, here, and in main you will integrate the entire code. And then basically whenever I have to execute it, I will directly click on main, all run button to execute the entire task. Run hello to UiPath. That's it.
So main can include both sequence and
Yes,
the flowchart.
flowchart, state machine, everything, every XAML. See, ultimately it says XAML. The extension is XAML. Main is used for the integration of the XAML. Okay, to be more technical, in main I can integrate any type of XAML. Okay.
I have one question. If we have like 50 or 60 step or flowchart, then do we need to, drag them in the main, all of them?
See, 50, okay, 50, 60 is very large number. Okay, so you have to drag it. You have to see if you are having 50, that means that process is very big. Okay, so that means we have to break a process into two smaller processes, right? That's the first thing. Okay, still if you are, I have seen a process in which there are 25, 30 XAML. I have seen such a process. Okay, so still we have to arrange the process in such a manner. See, currently in main you are directly seeing step number 1, step number 2, step number 3 in a ladder format, right? Okay, in main we have to create a framework which is not that simple. Okay, which is not that straightforward. We will create a complete story in from the XAML. So it will be done in a very beautiful way. You will not get confused in that framework designing. Okay, because we have to create a framework. Framework is used to handle those scenarios. The main objective of framework is to handle 15, 20 those XAMLs which you have created for your task, right? Now you are having a very big process in which there are 15, 20 XAML. So who will be having the responsibility of integrating it? A framework, right? Yes or no?
Yeah.
In every programming language there is one framework. So framework is a capable solution, is a scalable solution of handling those situations. And where will be creating the framework? In main. Okay, right?
Okay.
So my answer is yes, we can do it, but 50, 60 is too huge, basically you can say XAML. Currently I have not seen a process in which 50, 60 XAMLs are there. However, I have seen 25, 30 XAMLs are, to be more precise. Okay,
And the framework will be something different.
some framework is the most important part of your syllabus, and that framework UiPath have created is known as RE framework. RE framework means R stands for robotic, E stands for enterprise, robotic enterprise framework. And after that training, basically that framework will be on your tips, because that is the more, if you are not having the knowledge of our framework, then you have not done anything in RE UiPath. So UiPath framework you have to do 100%, and that basically is most important part of the syllabus as well. See, ultimately in framework you are designing, you are integrating the code. Again, framework is important, so designing the smaller parts is also important, right? Whether creating in a, whether you are how well you are creating the script in a sequence, right, on a flow chart, on a state machine, but how to create the entire story, that we are doing in a framework. Understood?
All right. Yeah. Thanks. Thanks for explaining.
Gaurav, for example, UI path support. For example, there are completely two different process. But
Right.
one process, once it is done, the output is becoming an input for other process. Will UI path support something like that?
100%. That I have done multiple times. Okay. So suppose one process number 1 completes, then only you have to execute the start the second process. These are known as transactional processes. Okay. One transaction is completed, based upon the transaction number 1, second transaction have to be triggered, right? These are known as transactional level processes. You can create in a transaction level, you can create in an incremental iterative manner as well. When one is completed, then you have to trigger a process 2. Yes, 100% it can be done.
Okay, thank you.
Any more queries before wrapping the session?
Can we able to schedule these process at specific point of time?
Yes, we can do with the help of orchestrator. That is a server part. Okay, from where you have downloaded the tool, platform.uipath.com. That's basically your server. We can schedule it at morning 4 o'clock. This process have to be scheduled. We have to set up the trigger for it, trigger or schedule. If just so it will log in into your laptop, log in into the machine at 4 o'clock in the morning. It will execute the task, it will send a mail, and the process will be done. This is your server, and you in UiPath you are having an orchestrator you have named as server, and from here you can do it from a package, work shared, automation, trigger. In UiPath we call them trigger. You can set time. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Anything else? Any query? Okay. Then thank you for attending this session. So what we'll do, we'll be starting the course from 2nd or 8th. The date will be finalized by Rahul, and he will inform you, right? And whatever task we have done in today's session, my request is basically you can go through that content and you can do that on your system. You can install UiPath community version, and the content I've also shared to Rahul. You can take the content copy from Rahul as well, and you can view that, right? Okay.
Sorry, just one quick one at the end.
Sure.
So I tried, from the activities section, I tried downloading that PDF example that you have shown, but I was not able to search anything. Maybe I have an older version.
No, that will not depend upon a version. So it might be you are clicking on all packages. Click on all packages, right? Hello, are you there?
Yeah, let me try that.
Manage packages, all packages, in all packages, because you are getting in all packages. Then UiPath.pdf. Okay.
All right, I'll try that. Thank you.
Okay, then thank you very much for attending the session. And yeah, bye-bye. Take care.
Happy New Year, guys. Thank you.
Yeah, happy New Year.
Thank you. Thanks for.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.